What if you were sailing on a ship that was carrying valuable cargo but had no sign of its crew or passengers? What if you found the ship drifting in the middle of the ocean with no damage or distress signals? What if you wondered what had happened to the people on board and why they had left it behind? This is the story of the Mary Celeste, one of the most enduring maritime mysteries in history. The Mary Celeste was a merchant brigantine that was built in Nova Scotia, Canada in 1861. It was originally named Amazon but was renamed Mary Celeste in 1868. It was registered under American ownership and sailed under various flags until 1872. On November 7th of that year, it departed from New York Harbor, bound for Genoa, Italy. It carried 10 people on board: Captain Benjamin S. Briggs and his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter Sophia, and 8 crew members. The voyage was uneventful until November 25th, when the ship reached the Azores island of Santa Maria. That morning, Captain Briggs wrote in his logbook that he had sighted land and ordered his crew to prepare for anchoring. He also noted that he had ordered them to take out all unnecessary cargo and provisions from the hold, as he expected to be delayed by bad weather or customs inspection. However, as soon as he finished writing his last entry on November 25th, he disappeared from his cabin along with his family and crew. The ship remained adrift for 9 days, sailing across the Atlantic Ocean without any direction or destination. It was discovered by another ship called Dei Gratia on December 4th, about 400 miles east of the Azores. The Dei Gratia approached the Mary Celeste cautiously and hailed it several times. There was no response from inside or outside the ship. The Dei Gratia then sent a boarding party to investigate. They found no signs of struggle or violence on board. The cabins were locked from inside, and there were no signs of forced entry or damage to any doors or windows. The only thing missing was a lifeboat. The Dei Gratia searched for any clues or explanations for this strange situation. They found nothing unusual except for some food and water that were still intact in their barrels and bottles. They also found some personal belongings of the missing people scattered around the deck and cabin. These included clothes, books, letters, toys, musical instruments, tools, weapons, money, jewelry, and even a small dog. The Dei Gratia reported their findings to their owners in Gibraltar, who then contacted an insurance company. They arranged for another ship called La Vagabonde to tow both ships back to Gibraltar, where they would be examined by experts. However, before they could reach their destination, they encountered another problem. On December 14th, while sailing near Cape St. Vincent, La Vagabonde ran aground on a rocky reef. The crew managed to salvage some supplies from her, but she had to be abandoned. The Mary Celeste continued its journey alone, hoping to reach Gibraltar before running out of food or water. However, fate had other plans for her. On December 15th, she encountered a violent storm that damaged her sails and rigging. She lost control of her course and drifted further away from land. On December 16th, she hit an iceberg that caused her hull to crack. She began to take on water rapidly. On December 17th, she finally reached land at Glass Bay, Nova Scotia. There, she was spotted by some local fishermen who recognized her as one of their own. They towed her ashore and repaired her as best as they could. They also contacted some authorities who came to investigate. The authorities found nothing unusual about the condition of the ship or its cargo. They concluded that it had been abandoned by its crew due to some unforeseen circumstances. They also suspected that there might have been foul play involved, such as mutiny, piracy, robbery, or murder. However, they could not find any evidence or motive for such an act. The authorities then contacted an insurance company, again who offered them a reward for finding out what had happened to the Mary Celeste's crew. However, before they could claim it, they received another surprise. On December 18th, while inspecting the ship's cargo, they discovered something shocking. Among hundreds of barrels filled with alcohol, mostly rum, there were only 6 empty ones left. The rest were all full up until just before Christmas. This meant that someone had stolen almost all of their alcohol without leaving any trace. This theft raised more questions than answers about what had happened to the Mary Celeste's crew. How did they manage to do it without being noticed? How did they get away with it? Where did they go, and why did they leave the ship behind? Some possible theories are: the crew had a secret plan to steal the alcohol and sell it on the black market. They waited until they reached a safe distance from land, then transferred the barrels to another ship or a hidden location. They then abandoned the Mary Celeste, hoping that it would sink or be destroyed by the elements. However, they miscalculated the weather and the currents, and the ship was found by the Dei Gratia before it could disappear. The crew was attacked by pirates or smugglers who wanted the alcohol. They boarded the ship and killed or captured the crew. They then took the barrels and left the ship adrift. However, they did not have enough time or space to take all of the alcohol, so they left some behind. They also did not bother to damage the ship or take any other valuables, as they were only interested in the alcohol. The crew was involved in a cult or a ritual that required them to drink large amounts of alcohol. They believed that by doing so, they would achieve some kind of spiritual enlightenment or contact with the dead. They drank the alcohol until they became intoxicated or poisoned. They then either died or went into a trance. They then left the ship in a state of delirium, either by jumping overboard, taking the lifeboat, or walking on the ice. They did not care about the ship or the cargo, as they were focused on their religious quest. None of these theories have been confirmed or ruled out by evidence or witnesses. The case remains open and active, with new leads and clues being investigated every year. The Mary Celeste is a mystery that fascinates and perplexes the world to this day. It is a reminder of how the sea can hide secrets and mysteries, how human nature can be unpredictable and mysterious, and how truth can be elusive and hard to find. This is Mary Celeste, the ghost ship.